Very excited coming up here on March the 6th, the Friday night. We're looking forward to it. Rodney Atkins in concert with opening at 32 Below, part of the North Dakota Winter Show concert. Always look forward to that every year, especially this year. This guy's had a boatload of hits. In fact, his greatest hits album just came out, as a matter of fact. Rodney Atkins with us right now. Rodney, thanks so much for taking some time with us, man.
Hey, thank you, JD. Can't wait to come hang out with you guys.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. And I just I got a copy of the greatest hits right now in my hand, and just all 12 of these songs are vintage you. You know, these are great. Now, I would imagine you handpicked this and you figured out what you want to put on. I always wonder how artists figure out what they want to do when they're making a greatest hits album. How you decide when you've got so many hits like you do to choose from.
Going through those tunes, is what you want to do is pinch yourself, because it seems pretty amazing that they've been, they've connected. And you just start thinking about all the stories that I've heard about how people relate to the songs. And, it's a cool thing about country music is no matter where people are from, they have a story about these. No matter where you grew up, these are my people. Or, hearing the stories about watching you, or they're cleaning this gun. And it's just, it's really, gosh, so gratifying and humbling for these songs to be so real and connecting with so many folks.
Well, Rodney, that's what I love about your music, man, is the fact that it just feels like, the way you put a song out, it feels like you're just sitting down with your buddy and he's telling you a story. And that's really what it is. You connect so well with people. What do you attribute that to?
Oh, thanks, man. It's country music. I always, since I was a little kid, I remember listening to, I guess it's Ray Charles, Modern Sounds of Country Western Music. It was the songs, man, that I didn't know who were singing the songs. I loved it. And then you start realizing how that voice, and it opened the door for me to listen to guys like Charlie Rich. And that's probably where I discovered Charlie Rich, through Ray Charles, and then Haggard, Jones, and Alabama, and Charlie Daniels. I mean, Devil Went Down to Georgia is just one of the greatest stories of all time, regardless of it rhyming and being under 3.5 minutes.
And you're right. I mean, you look back at country music, and it's all about telling a story, and that's what's so great about these songs. I remember first time I ever heard "Cleaning This Gun" was actually just after I'd had a daughter. And I thought, as I was listening to the song, I can picture myself when she gets to be that age, man, of doing that very same thing,
Exactly. It's, and the cool thing for me, a lot of these songs, the first album I did, man, I think it sold about 8 copies. And the Going Through Hell album was one that pretty much, like Watching You, just wrote that about my, the day in the life of my son, really, and us hanging out. And I was told people didn't want to hear about a kid cussing. Teaching your kid to cuss. Cleaning this gun. You can't sing about kids and guns. And it's just a whole lot of overthinking, I thought. And I just followed my heart on a lot of these things. Going Through Hell couldn't sing about hell. And even the title got changed on a lot of these songs. I'm not even sure how it's written on the Greatest Hits album, but that song was actually called Before the Devil Even Knows. And I'm Cleaning This Gun was changed to Come On In, Boy, or something, I think. But it was just really me going, okay, what'd you come here to say? This is your last shot to get to do this. And Going Through Hell is really follow your dreams, and sing what you wanted to. And it helped separate me from a lot of other acts.
Well, and it is. I mean, you definitely know when you hear a Rodney Atkins song come on the radio, you know who it is instantly. You've got that drive now. People know exactly. It's like, oh yeah, that's Rodney. I mean, same thing as when people say, oh yeah, that's Garth. Oh, that's Toby. That's Rodney. I mean, they know where to put you because you're so different than a lot of what's out there in country radio right now.
Well, that means the world. That says so much. I thank you. That's humbling right there. That means the world.
Now, I mean, you grew up with country music. You know, you grew up, and we talked about it. You grew up with guys like, Charlie Rich. You know, people like that. That's kind of the influences that made you what you are. What do you think about the state of your country music today? I asked this, got a lot of artists that have been around a little bit. You know, how do you feel about it? Because there's a whole thing now. People are calling it bro country and everything. It's just it seems like country's going in a little bit of a different direction.
That's funny. It just comes back and puts a pendulum. I think that people hear one thing and they chase that for a while, but I just don't think there's any longevity to it. And if people you can hear what's popular, you might be able to sing the song. I don't know how often it happens that. I just think there's a difference between hit songs and career songs. Songs that a few, people can sing along with. It's not going to be one that you go, hey, I want to play this for you. Those are few and far between. Like you were talking about, cleaning this gun marks the time, part of your life, a rite of passage. I just try not to chase what's out there, but songs that just say something a little bit different, that tie people together. And I don't know about the pro country thing, what that is, but if it's working for somebody, and hats off. I don't think I can put out a ditty, really.
Well, we love what you're putting out, man, and we are so looking forward to seeing you up here in North Dakota for the big winter show. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it, and now you're off to I got to ask you about this, because you're off to the Big Apple now. This is an interesting story. What are you doing out there?
It's funny. I've been asked to come up and be a part of Fashion Week in New York City because of my incredible, impeccable fashion skills. No, better than that. My wife and her dad, my wife's Rose Falcon and her dad's Billy Falcon, they've been friends for years with John Bon Jovi. You hear that name dropping?
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
He's a great close family friend with him. Her dad's written a bunch of songs with John that he's recorded through the years, and so he's invited Rose and I to come up and play an event that he's doing with Kenneth Cole, and so can't say no to that. It sounds like a good time, a lot of great food, and just it feels like a family event going up too. He's a close family friend of theirs, so it'll be fun to get to hang out. My wife was born in New York; she grew up in Tennessee, but so she knows a little bit of a way around. So that makes a big difference when I'm up there. We have fun.
I'd love to see you get in the studio with John Bon Jovi, man, and see what you guys can put out together.
That'd be great.
Maybe it'll happen, but enjoy the Big Apple, buddy, and we're looking forward to seeing you coming up here in March, okay?
Thanks a lot, man. Can't wait. See you.
Rodney Atkins is going to be on stage live with 32 Below Friday, March the 6th, the Winter Show Main Arena in Valley City. Looking forward to that show. Check out NorthDakotaWintershow.com for more info.